Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Jill, and I have a story to share with you. I've missed you all very much. Today, I'm going to read the Easter story, and I'm going to use some puppets to help you understand the story. And this is the story of Jesus. So pay close attention, and this is what we're getting ready to celebrate next weekend. The Easter story. While Jesus was on earth, he healed the sick and taught people about God. So everywhere he went, men and women and boys and girls wanted to meet him. One day, he had to go to Jerusalem to celebrate a feast day. As he rode into town on a donkey, a crowd ran out to meet him. Some shouted, "Blessed is the King," and put their coats down in his path. Others waved palm branches and sang songs. The leaders were jealous, though. They did not like Jesus. "Look how the people follow this man," they whispered. "We must find a way to get rid of him." That night, Jesus ate the Passover feast with his friends. He knew it would be the last meal they would eat together. He didn't want them to forget him, so when the food was passed around, he turned to them and said, "When you eat bread and drink wine like this, remember me." Jesus knew the jealous leaders would take him away soon. He also knew someone sitting in the room would turn him in. "Who is it, Lord?" asked John. Jesus answered, "The one I give the bread to." And he passed the loaf to Judas. Judas whispered an excuse and left. After dinner, Jesus and some friends went to a garden. Jesus knew he would suffer and die, so he was very sad. "I'm going to pray now," Jesus said. "Please keep watch." His friends said, "Yes, Lord," but then they fell asleep. Jesus knelt and closed his eyes. "Father, you can take away this cup of suffering that is to come," he said softly, "but I will do whatever you want." Then Jesus got up and went back to his friends. Suddenly, a group of soldiers marched over to Jesus. Judas was with them. He ran over to Jesus and gave him a kiss. This was a signal for the soldiers to arrest Jesus. And when they did, his friends left him and ran away. Jesus was brought before the leaders. Some people told lies about him, but they had no proof, so the leaders could not charge him with any wrong. When they asked him, "You say you are the Son of God?" Jesus answered, "I am." This made the leaders angry. "This man is guilty of a terrible offense. He says he is God's son when he is not." They shouted, "For this he must be punished." So they turned Jesus over to Pilate, the Roman governor, and it was decided that Jesus must die on a cross. But first he had to carry it a long way to a place called Calvary. The cross was very heavy, and Jesus fell 3 times. His friends could not do anything but look on and cry. Jesus died soon after. His friends took his body and buried it in a new tomb. They rolled a big stone in front. But the leaders were still afraid. They remembered that Jesus said he would rise again in 3 days. So they gave an order for soldiers to guard the tomb day and night. A few days later, some friends went to Jesus' tomb. The big stone was rolled away. "It's empty," they shouted when they looked in. Then they saw an angel. "Jesus is not here," they said. "He is alive again." So they ran to tell the others. After Jesus rose from the dead, he visited his friends, who were happy to see him. Before he left for heaven, he told them to spread the good news of God's love to everyone. Because Jesus died and rose again, he earned us a place in heaven. That is why we celebrate Easter. The end. All right, I'd like to thank my son Caleb for helping out on our story today, and we want to wish you all a very happy Easter.
Goodbye.